Okay, so what happens?
What do you think bees do in the winter time?
Sleep. Just take a little nap.
I think I've heard they vibrate in a ball to keep themselves warm for the winter.
Bees?
They do nothing but they just vibrate for 6 months.
That sounds like something a bee would do.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, enough about bees. On to imps. The Vigil Corvette. You send it into a tailspin. Actually, not even you. The Corellian Rebel Corvette with its front-mounted laser into the front, sends it into a spin. It actually is going to initiate a bit of a gravity drop because there is enough gravity on the moon for a big freaking vessel like this to do it. And it just starts spinning while falling and kind of burns into it, making it so that its front is facing you and the Corvette. And it's actually, with that Triumph, is going to be able to power on... It can't power on its side shields, its left side shields. You have fried that. They're going to need serious repairs to replace it. But they power up their front shields back to 2. You can just straight up see it flicker on. And they're now below you. They've kind of gone low to the planet and below you. And that was just one of their 2 actions. I've usually been lumping them together into one with a bonus. So they're going to fire their little guns at you.
Are
Yeah,
they
they're
firing
little
at
pea shooters.
our aft does have 1 shield.
They're still facing your front.
Cool. Then there's still 2.
They're like shooting at you from kind of below, but it's still going to be your front.
Okay, got it.
It's because there is no up and a below and above shielding. You just kind of gotta. You gotta believe. You gotta abbreviate.
It's very interesting because the sheet actually shows it really well because basically it's just a pie chart with 4 pie sections, and basically, you know, your top and your bottom are kind of encompassed within the sides and fronts. It actually is a pretty good.
It's a sphere, right?
But, yeah, exactly.
So should it be attacking the sides? It should be attacking the front, though, right?
Right now, yeah.
All right. I wondered whether you explained that so deliberately because I was wrong.
No. Just deliberately for chat.
So it's going to start firing at you. It is not going to get a hit. You are not in the track.
Oh, yeah.
Does it take strain from that?
It does take strain.
I like to imagine that it just hits some, like, residual piece of metal on the Thranta that fell off.
Well, that's the thing. It's fallen down. It's done this gravity drop. There is a bunch of shrapnel where it was.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a cloud of greebling from the outside of the Star Destroyer now in the air. Now, you said, hey, everyone, join this. I actually like to imagine Voka basically yelling that into the mic. Hit it with everything you've got. This is actually just going to be the X-Wing and the Y-Wing, the 2 X-Wings and the Y-Wing, speeding up to join the fight. Because they were with the Corvette. They didn't need to follow it all the way out to long range. So it is going to, they are going to join you swarming around the front of the Vigil. Next, Voka or Gratz?
Okay. Let me go first because I'll try to slice them again, and then if I lower their shields, then that will make it easier for you to hit them.
Cool.
Valid.
Sounds good.
Hard difficulty?
I'm gonna do this. Yeah, exactly the same thing I did last time, except I'm not gonna do a point this time. Let me know when you're ready.
You. Oh! Not a triumph, but the shields do go down. They only go down by 1, though, right? Or is it for each?
So. Success lowers the shields target. Oh, so the duration of the lowered shields increases by 1 for each additional success.
Okay,
so,
cool. So
it's
it's down for
one
1.
for 2.
So the shields are down to 1. They're going to give a token defense. Now the thing is, I get to have a lot of fun with 2 threats, or 3 threats.
Uh-oh.
The one that's on the standard sheet would not matter because it is the last.
I have far more than this.
I'm glad you do because I was gonna say the one that's there does not.
Yeah, like I mentioned before, I have someone's fucking awesome, and they did a PDF of every time they've ever given you a chart. And so they're for different things. So there's some for certain places, for certain types of combat. I'm actually going to check and see if there's a cool... There's one for slicing. Look at that. Negative effects for slicing.
Very nice.
That's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's for a different type of slicing.
Oh.
That's if you were
For
like
slicing
on the ship.
like down on ground.
Yeah, you could set like it would be like the alert going off. What's actually going to happen here is that you don't want to stay in place. You've got these X-wings, this Y-wings moving. You don't want to stay in place in one big formation. So you guys have to fly around. You have to fly into the right position to do this this hacking. What you actually do is you're just causing a fucking beam of communication between you and this other ship. You're actually going to give them the advantage, which is totally a thing in space combat, until your next turn. They can track your position with absolute ease. And
that's fair.
Factor that into their calculations.
Honestly, good. Because they should be focusing on us and not on the rebel pilots coming in. That like it's a bad thing for us, but it's better that it's on us than on.
That's totally valid. Voco.
Now, can I fire the missiles again yet?
You can. It has been around. That's the slow firing one. That's the same thing that they have to deal with. You have to wait one round
yep.
in between. So,
Okay, I'll set that up. They still have one shield at the front of their ship.
Okay. Tell me. Oh, do I want to upgrade this? Because these are the big hits.
now's the time. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Let's bloop, and I'll put an upgrade on my side. Okay. Good.
Go ahead. You may fire when ready.
Yeah.
Oh! So,
These
what's
are
the
ones
damage?
that breach. So it's what is it? It's 5 damage with 4 breach.
No, it's 4 around 4 with 4 breach, 3 blast.
Plus 2. Blast? I
Yeah,
don't even know what blast.
3.
blast 3.
Yeah. I don't know what that does either, but it says it on our sheet. So
Yeah, I'm gonna look up blast. Give me a sec.
yeah.
Talking about what we're talking about in chat, I'm actually down for them doing a Magic the Gathering Theros book, because unlike Ravnica, that's an interesting setting to do a D&D campaign in. Ravnica has nothing to fucking do. Everyone's doing these Ravnica campaigns, and I'm like, what would you do? There's nothing to do. The only thing they're doing that you could do in Ravnica is the story they're already doing.
Yeah.
Whereas Theros is like a Greek-inspired fantasy world. You know, give us some cities, and we could do some stuff with that.
Although Ravnica did give us the Aetherborn, which I thought was such a fun race.
I didn't get the Ravnica book because I hate it.
It's literally a race of people that are like kind of arcane beings that are just literally arcane energy gain sentience because of all the experimental magic shit they do. But the thing is, they live for like 10 years. So they're just born and they're just like, ah, shit, I'm gonna max my life out as much as I can because I only have years to go. So they usually just become belligerent or pirates.
Okay, so blast isn't gonna work. What's interesting about blast is it hits multiple targets. It even can hit multiple targets if you miss. So blast isn't gonna do anything. It's gonna take some damage.
That's good to know,
The
though.
breach is going to affect you mostly get that bonus 2 damage, which is really the meat of the potatoes.
What does the 3 successes, like the 2 extra successes, get me?
More damage. So
okay,
how much
cool.
damage does it do? It's got 4 breach. Yes.
4 breach, 4 damage.
So that's going to put it up to 6 damage, which means the ship is going to take 5 damage because 1 extra. Rather. You know, it can still take a lot more. You can actually scan the ship to find out its HP.
8 damage then, because it's 4 base damage plus the 2 extra.
Plus 2 extra minus
And
its
then
armor.
It has
And then
5
4
armor.
breach.
We breached 4
Yeah,
of the armor.
it has more armor than what you're breaching.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I misunderstood what breach does. Never mind.
Yeah, breach just basically ignores armor. But yes, great. You've got 1 threat. I will probably just say that's strain on the ship.
Okay, done.
Oh,
Nope. You want me to take it off again?
No, it's a little bit of a Jay Leno.
The ship has a
I
giant...
reject your hypothesis.
Fire maneuver. So what it's actually going to do, that threat is going to counteract the shields. They're going to be able to buff their shields back up to 2 on the front of the ship again. Cancelling what Gratz did before.
Damn.
Grandiose.
One
Yeah,
threat
threats
can get rid of that.
threats
Damn.
can just remove maneuvers in space combat. One threat. You know, it's
Fucking
rarely
hell.
worth doing, and it rarely makes sense as well. You know, it'd be weird me maneuvering, like, you getting closer, but at the same time you could think there's that ship getting further away. But alright, next is Jackamus.
I guess I'm gonna try and get us around to the port side of the ship where they have no shield.
Yep. Now this is one of those ones, how do you actually do that in space combat? How do you get around
That's
to a
what I'm-
particular side of a ship? They sometimes say you can just do that, but that seems weird. I think it should really be a contested roll to see
It
if
is
you
just
could
a you
outmaneuver.
can just do that on your turn because they can reverse it on their turn, basically, is the idea.
Yes, and they can shoot at whatever part of your ship they want
Exactly,
as well.
yeah. If they
Unless
do
you
the
force it.
fly and then shoot, yeah, exactly. So
Okay, so you can
there's-
fly
I think that's
to their
the
side.
difference
It is
in
the
a
fly
chase.
action, you're right, it is, yeah.
Yeah, in a chase is when that doesn't happen because
Yeah.
that's a chase. It's all contested flying stuff.
You are right. Yep, it makes sense when you think about fly being an action that is almost not worth doing most of the time. But yes, you would be using a fly action to whip around the front of the ship to the side where you blasted down the shield generators.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, and that's my turn. It's not very exciting, but
Okay. Well,
I
I
will
think
actually, just as a thing, can I just shout over the comms? Their port side shield is completely fried.
you can.
Good.
Hey,
Let's
Let our
look
rebel
at
friends in.
this Corellian Corvette.
hey, that's
It
pretty
can't
good.
do anything anymore. It can only shoot once every 2 turns.
Yep.
Unless it gets into medium range, which it does not want to do. It's full of civilians. But then you've got the bad boys,
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they shoot at you?
It's of note that most of this time, the Vigil class has been at either 1 or none speed, right? Right now it'd be at 1 speed because it kind of did that drop. It's actually going to speed up and it's actually going to start moving towards the Corellian Corvette.
Yep.
You know, that's the real target. Maybe now they've just had the time to actually manage that. I need to look up that handy dandy speed chart.
Are they punching it, or what are they doing?
That's what I need to look at their options. Current speed is going to increase by 1. They have 2 actions, so they're going to increase their speed by 1 to 2. Which means it can move from brain.
Oh, they're too large to do a punch it because they're silhouette 5.
silhouette.
Yeah.
So that's actually going to take them from long to medium, I think, because unless you are at like speed 5 or 6, you can't really do anything crazy with long range. So they're going to just start moving towards the Corellian Corvette, who in this time they've kind of flown toward, like, away from Commodore and away from all the trading ships, which have cleared out away from this fight that's happening in Commodore space. So the Star Destroyer actually actively turns, kind of, to go face the other way and start burning towards the Corellian Corvette. Now, it doesn't mean it's not shooting at you with the other things, but they're never going to be a such sustained barrage that there's any real risk of hitting you. Next is going to be the Rebels. Okay. This might take a while. There's 3 Rebel ships fighting at once. First, I need to find them. Give me that X-Wing. Give me that X-Wing, stat block. You know we want it. But I don't have it.
Oh, that didn't work.
Shit. There's your X-Wing. Okay, it's got its S-foil mounted cannons. They're wee bab cannons. Pew. Pew pew, no shields. 1, 2. Really good, actually.
Oh, that guy got linked.
That guy got linked once, so he actually does 2 lots of 6 damage. There's no breach.
So it's 1 damage each time.
It's 1 damage each time.
Oh,
That's still 1 damage. That's not the end of the world.
in that case, we should not be firing. Don't bother firing the guns. I just got to try and get triumph on the guns, basically.
Well, that's also what they're doing, right? They're trying to fire at the right place. The second time, he does end up hitting better. That guy is actually going to fire...
Both shots did 2 damage.
They're going to fire their torpedo... Nah, it's already taken a lot of damage. They're not going to use their torpedoes. They're just going to shoot. It's doing a little more damage, but it doesn't get breached. So it's the ship's chipping down. It's chipped. It's being chipped. It's not bloodied yet. It's being chipped at. And then you got the Y-wing.
Oh yeah, these guys are the ones that are supposed to come in when the shields are down.
Exactly. Now, which ones are they going to use?
We told them to go to port side. So.
Oh yeah. They're firing at the side with no shields. It's they've got multiple weapons.
Mm-hmm.
These are the guys that are like getting close and okay, we're good. Move away.
Right now, they're going to fire with their ion cannons. They could use their torpedo launchers. They're going to use their ion cannons because a ship like this, lots of physical hull trauma threshold, but less strain threshold. You've already damaged. You've already done quite a lot of strain. So they're going to go with that.
Oh.
Bibbidi babbidi.
We have ion guns.
Yeah, we do.
It's
I
not
didn't
gonna do
realize
anything.
ion means it does strain damage.
It actually does linked. Can you linked when you miss?
Yes.
I think so.
Yep.
So it is still going to hit. It is still going to do some, their ion guns are going to an electrical static, which is going to, you can see the lights flickering in and off the ship. Some of its engines trying to spark. It's definitely doing worse on system strain than it is on hull trauma.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm just gonna keep trying to slice it.
Is y'all.
Is it? Ooh, which
Let's
one
do
of
the
you?
same thing we did last time.
Yeah, you
We
try and
to
slice it, and then
you
we
shoot
fire.
it.
Yeah.
Do you want to slice after I fire? Because I might reverse your slicing again.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's reversing it for when your your shot is what.
That's a
we're
good
trying.
point. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, well,
You know?
yeah, that's a good point. Go for it.
I'm a computer.
Oh fuck!
Baby.
What's that advantage able to do?
That advantage, I don't think does anything.
No.
Oh, it can buff my shot.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll buff your shot.
Buff
'cause
your
two
shot.
advantage
You're going to
does
bring
strength.
all of the ship's shields down, which is going to crack at its shields again.
Yeah.
It's a strain.
Very
And
nice.
then that will buff your shot, which makes perfect sense.
Sweet. So in that case, knowing that the strain threshold is what we're trying to break now,
Very
is I'm
nice.
going to be firing the ion
Please
turrets. Okay, is it all set up with the blue die?
do. It is now.
Cool. Yeah!
Beautiful.
How much damage does your ion cannon do?
It is 6? No, 4.
No, this
4.
one's the 4. Yeah.
So it's going to do 5.
Oh,
This
I
ion
finally
goes
got
through
one
armor.
more. So yeah, I didn't get linked, but we got yeah. Well, it's 5 damage because of the extra success, and it's ion.
Yes.
Very nice.
And you got a 1 floating advantage.
Okay, what can I can just pass that on, can't I? I think that's the only thing I can do with that in space. Yeah, just passing it on.
Cool. To Jack. Whom's turn it is. Now the Vigil is taking a lot of system strain. It looks like it's getting in range just to take as much fire upon the Corellian Corvette as possible before you bring it dead in the water, because system strain isn't going to blow the ship up. It's just going to stop it from chasing you or firing at you, which is what you need. Now, because it flew away... what range was that ion cannon? Was that close or short range?
That is close.
Close.
Yeah, it moved out of close range to short range.
Oh.
It's moving away from you. You couldn't have fired that thing. Do you want to rethink your turn real quick?
I didn't know it moved. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's semi my bad for not explicitly pointing it out, but I'm also managing a gazillion little ships.
You could tractor beam it instead.
Would that be able to stop it from rotating to shoot the?
It's already in
cylinder?
range to shoot,
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
but only with one of its guns.
So would that work?
It would
It's
stop
a
it
tractor
using the
beam
rest of its
4.
guns.
It's a tractor beam 4. Just so you know,
Might as well, I guess.
quality.
Let's try that. So tell me when I'm ready, and I guess I still get that blue dice at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's ready. Yeah, tractor beams just work like guns. Yeah, you tractor beam it. So that's great.
Just take away the advantage.
It's trying to push forward, but it can't get any further. You holding it in place, straining both ships to do it. Jack.
All right. I guess I'm gonna fly us into close range. We're still at 3 speed currently.
Oh yeah, easy.
So
Easy penisy.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So I that's all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fly us into close range, and again aiming for port side, like trying to maneuver
This-
to airport side.
is gonna let the Corellian Corvette take a shot. Their shields are all down. A boom. Not gonna hit. Not gonna
Very
hit.
cool.
Not good for the little Corvette. Not good at
They
all.
weren't expecting us to tractor beam it, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. It flies a little too wild.
They were like lining up the shot, and it's like, what's going? No, why'd you fire already?
And the
Why does that little freighter have a tractor beam?
Yeah.
What purpose could that possibly
The
serve?
Star Destroyer, the Vigil class, is of course gonna shoot at the Corellian Corvette.
Yep.
You know, at this point, if it can at least disable that one, then it can kind of move forward. It's shooting at its front. It does have shields. I am gonna use a dark side.
Of course.
It's free dark real estate. Boom. And that's gonna be a complete failure. You holding it in place, it can't completely line up its heavy turbo laser batteries, just blasting into space.
It
Enough that
also
even the
wasn't
slow-
expecting us to tractor beam it.
Exactly.
No one was expecting
all
us
of
to
these like
tractor beam.
maneuvers done by big cannons. It's all computers processing before time. So something like the tractor beam completely throws them out of the loop.
Look at that, Voka. Told you, tractor beams.
Vulcan's just like, huh?
See? More useful than we thought when we installed it.
I owe you 5 credits.
Yeah. I'll take you up on that soon. Is it our rebel boys?
It is the rebels. Let's start with the Y-wing, who's most likely to get shit done.
Yes, please.
Boom, misses, failures. X-wing. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Still
Well, they-
damage. Bread is bad though.
1.
1 damage.
That what that is. That is the classic thing of like the kitten like getting the hit off on the big dog who's playing with it, and the dog just going.
Oh no. Oh no! The X-wing is actually, you know, the rebel ships and your ships are crisscrossing over, you know, you're staying in place right now. There's actually going to be a case of friendly fire. Laser blast hitting the wrong place.
Is it us? Is it hitting us?
Let me check.
Are you just gonna roll like a d4 or whatever? And see
You know what? It's meant to be the X-wing itself that gets hit, but I do like the idea of rolling a d4 for it. So please roll me a d4, one of you.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll do that to see how bad my luck is. 2.
Okay, that's gonna be one of the X-wings. Let's see if you have enough health to survive getting hit
by
blank.
another X-wing.
It also ignores any kind of armor.
Yeah.
It can take the hit. It can't take
Thank
much
goodness.
more than the hit, but it takes the hit, and that X-wing is immediately gonna buy out. You know, it's immediately gonna just start peacing out.
They're doing the Luigi stare at the other X-wings. They fly past it to leave.
Yep.
The Luigi stare.
Green leader.
There's one
Green
more
leader.
X-wing. I mean, that can boost a advantage to one of y'all.
Yeah. Ooh. 2 is nice.
So, it's you bitches.
Shields are still down. Do you want to?
I might as well, yeah.
Just shoot it and see what happens.
We
Okay.
have the missiles back this
We
turn.
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But do we want to use the ion instead? Because we could.
We are, dealer's choice.
At this point, the ship both its internal systems, external systems, both look around 50%.
I think you should do the missiles when they're up because
I agree. Yep.
we may as well keep them cycling.
Yep. Okay.
Keep them guessing.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna use the lightsaber this time though. Tell me when.
Ah! I'll give you the blue.
Nope. No. Redo it. There's no dice there. You're gonna have to redo that.
Yeah,
friend.
you did. I didn't tell you to go.
He said,
I didn't. You said,
thought
"Are you ready?" And I nearly fell over on my chair, but also was not ready.
You also
This is
clicked
not-
which
this
way you
is
think
not
you were
right.
ready.
No,
This is
that
going
doesn't.
too deep.
That's not right.
That seems like you've broken your chair again. Is the
Did the
screw
thing?
on floor again?
Yeah. Did the screw
Well,
fall out again?
there's a mysterious sharp piece of plastic at the bottom of it, which is probably not meant to be there.
Oh
Well,
no!
the screws that came out last time are still in, so who knows? This is a new, unrelated issue, which is always good. Luckily, I'm prepared. I have an Allen key. Please roll again, Tesh. This time I have the things that you actually need to roll against.
It's even better.
So, breach 4, +4, and +2. Bibbidi babbidi boop. What do you want to do with that advantage?
I think I can only just shuffle it on to the next person.
Shuffle it to Gratz? What's Gratz gonna
Yep.
do?
Whoever goes next.
I'm gonna-
No one. We only had one turn because I took the first turn this time. I think, didn't I?
What?
It's- hasn't gone yet
It is
this round.
Gratz's. It is
Gratz is not gone.
Oh, okay. I got confused
Yeah.
about. Never mind.
Don't worry, you're good.
I'm gonna just do the same thing I always do.
It's probably our most likely thing that you will get a triumph on. As
Yeah.
Well. So
Well, exactly. So fuck
that
it.
seems just good.
Just
in
let me know
general
when we
right now.
Gucci.
I gave you a blue,
You're
so it's good.
Oh, you do have a blue. I put that on. Go ahead.
Okay. 2 advantage does mean that I force them to take a strain.
Yeah, not insignificant, honestly.
That's worth it.
It inflicts
That's the
1
thing where
strain.
someones at one of the consoles and it just.
Yeah, there's a console exploding in the ship.
God damn it!
They keep hacking us. They keep
Why do they
slicing.
keep hacking us? This isn't standard warfare.
Yeah.
Man,
There's just the general inside the ship's like, back in my day, the Clone Wars, we just fought man on droid. It was fine. Jack!
Huh. I don't have to fly this time necessarily.
You
I
are
could in
close
theory
range.
shoot- I could shoot them.
Shoot 'em.
I mean,
Shoot these little motherfuckers.
but if I shoot them, I should like the only thing I can really do it with realistically, because I want Voka shooting the ones that are ion, are the little pea shooters.
Yeah, you might do a damage.
I might do a damage. Sure, let's shoot them with the little pea shooters.
You also
Good
might get a
triumph.
critical.
Get a
That's-
triumph. It's easy.
All right, sure.
It's literally the easiest thing.
All right.
Just do it.
Let me know when I'm shooting.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It's a ready.
Oh fuck!
So, what's the
And
damage?
that's linked. That's linked.
That is linked.
What? What's the
Yeah.
damage?
So the damage
See?
is. Hold on. 3 plus the extra 2 there.
5. Linked, so it's
5.
5 times 2. So 5 2 times.
5 2 times. Plus
What's the
two-
breach?
Yeah. No, this one doesn't have breach.
Oh, you're
So-
kidding.
That's what I mean. It's going to do nothing.
Wow.
So actually, rather just to be clear, in terms of linked, I'd actually rather because with
You
two
can not
advantages,
use
can I make
linked if
them-
you want.
Yeah, can I
Yeah.
make them take system strain instead?
Yeah. How
With
much
that?
system strain is it? Just one?
It's just one, I think.
Yeah, no, that's better then, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like there's no point. The whole
You just
time-
pew
yeah,
pew in
Triumph.
shooting,
For
like you're
strain.
shooting in
Yeah.
through windows and causing hatches to be closed off and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know.
mostly causing pilot strain is what I like to think about it there. Just he's panicked now at this point. Whoever's flying this thing is very confused.
It's like shooting the outside of a tank with a machine gun.
Yes.
You're not killing anyone inside of it, but they're having a horrible time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop!
My ears.
They
They
can't
ring.
keep getting away with it. Light. turbo
Somebody
lasers.
shoot that thing!
But now the Vigil Corvette has actually got close enough to the Corellian Corvette that it can use its side-mounted cannons.
Uh-oh.
Is it
No,
still
it
moving?
can't. Those are broadside.
Yeah.
Hey!
No, that's a bad thing. You want this one to shoot it. This is your friendly ship shooting the Star Destroyer you're fighting.
Oh, I mixed
Yes.
up the things. Fuck.
Yes.
Oh.
But it can position to do that next time.
I am a dumb.
And that means... So, hey. What a wonderful kind of day when you learn to work and play.
And get
Wrong-
along.
Well, with each other. Fuck. We need to start using those.
I don't know what happens, but it's
Oh!
sexy. So you see the ship, you know, it's held in place by your tractor beam. It's not even trying to pull away, even though it's a much more powerful ship and it should have an easy time doing it. That's when you notice the communications relays on the top of the ship just start spinning up again properly.
Fuck.
Unfortunately, it has a fuckload of threats. So what the hell happens here?
I hope it just blew itself up.
Oh, that's actually perfect. So,
We need help.
oh, that's really good for you. So in doing so, they've really pushed the ship, and you're also, it's currently now stuck in a cloud of its own debris. And that kind of ends up crashing back down onto the ship, because this isn't pure space combat, causing all these kinds of little explosions. It's going to end up taking 4 system strain. Yeah.
Oh no!
Pushing itself really hard.
Wait, hang on.
telling the
If it's in a if it's in a gravity well, and we essentially
Release
knock
the
out.
tractor beam as well and knock out their own. Yep, they'll just crash.
Yeah,
into
once you
it.
get the system strain out, it will crash on this moon. But it will be such a gentle crash.
Yeah.
That means we can go
Gravity.
pillage it for parts.
There's still people on it.
That's
Very
one of
true.
its 2 actions. It's
We just
also
have to
going
arrest them
to...
with our guns.
It's going to shoot gun!
At whom?
You, bitch.
Reject your
Yeah.
hypothesis.
Yeah, that is an uh-oh.
Oh no.
It didn't fly, so it's fighting your front shields. And away we go!
Where was the kaboom?
Uh-oh.
There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
That's gonna be 6 damage.
It's so 2 damage. Check.
Yep. It don't get through, it's linked. But it does have a single
Oh, thank fuck.
advantage. So it's going to move that forward to next time. Now is
And,
the Rebels!
Yes.
Rub, 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 rub. Ion
do your shit.
cannon.
Yes.
No.
Oh, what?
System strain.
Interesting.
What can I do with 3?
System strain.
System strain. Which is what we're aiming for at this point. I mean, I think we just make it crash into the moon and then just bombard it from there.
So that's actually perfect. The frickin' the next blast from the X-Wing, I actually did 2. There's only 1 X-Wing fighting right now. Actually causes more strain. So it like, the ship is crackling with electricity at this point. It is not all the way down, but sometimes the engines flare in and out. It's only gonna take a couple of good more shots. And whomst is gonna do that? Well, let's move on to Voka's turn. Or Gratz's turn.
Either one of you, honestly.
Its shields are still down, so I think I'll go because then yeah.
Makes more sense.
Shall I use a light side point to try and get the linked fire?
Okay.
You got 5 of them.
We have 5.
Yeah.
Look, I think they're too good to spend, though.
Okay. Set up. You set up?
No. Now I
Did
am.
you upgrade on your side, Tesh?
Yes, I've
Upgrade on
upgraded
your
on my
side.
side.
Good.
And yeah.
I mean, it's a hit.
Well, not.
Not
But I can give an
link, but
advantage.
It's Ion.
Yeah, I'll give pass a blue to Gratz.
The ship
Okay,
is so
I'm gonna-
close to going down.
I'm gonna slice it. Can I also use a light side point here, folks?
Why not?
Yeah,
It's free
sure.
real
We
estate.
need to get rid of this thing now.
And
so
you're
we can
also
leave
going to get a
safely.
blue from old
yeah,
Dingle
right.
Dang, the face
Upgrade,
man.
We've got a blue. We good?
Wait, did you add the blue or did...
I added
Oh,
the blue.
yeah, we did.
I
Sorry.
add all the situational
Yeah.
additions.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
the easiest way to think about it.
Okay.
We do upgrades. He does everything else.
Guess
That's a
that's another
strain.
strain, and it lowers its shields more than 0. That is gonna be it. You continue hacking. You press whatever the Arabesh symbol for enter is, and you just see all of the last lights on the ship, and like the turrets start to spin, and just as the ship just starts drifting slowly down
We technically
towards the
haven't
moon.
released the
Folor.
tractor beam yet.
Oh no! So that's even that's even worse because that means it will start going down because the gravity is now full force on it. So your ship is gonna go and like tilt, which I mean you would just release the tractor beam.
Yep.
Gratz, like,
Okay.
slicing this thing is like that fucking Tom Hanks gif where he's just like...
Yeah. Voka's like, yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Deactivates the tractor beam.
And as the you kind of can converge with the rebels, you can look back, you can see the Imperial Corvette crash down onto the moon, and it's not even, it doesn't even explode. It's such a low gravity. You just see it kind of like crumple. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still like that. You can't just launch from that. Like,
No.
They are
lots of people are
stranded
going to
there.
have died in that ship, in that landing.
No, it's Star Wars. No one's died. They're all...
They just get knocked
Their
around a
inertial
little bit. Like,
dampeners.
whoa!
Their inertial dampeners wouldn't have been on.
No.
That would have.
there's-
That splat.
There are
that
many
splats
people
film.
who are dead. The
There's
majority
some
of that
deaths.
crew.
But don't worry about that, because you and the rest of the rebels can just fucking... and it will be, like, Oronto will just go, do you want to do the honors? And you can... just
So we're
send.
not looting the ship, is what I'm hearing here.
Nope.
Well, what was all the hacking for? What was the point of doing any of that?
Having a bunch of people get away, Gratz, including us.
Empty-handed.
And you
Empty-handed,
saw
you
that
would
they
think?
got a message out. We got to go.
Yeah. No time.
All I'm saying is I didn't borrow those grav clips for nothing.
Look, we left with the greatest...
Me? I know.
Sure.
You're welcome.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
We took down a Star Destroyer. That's worth it in itself.
Do you know how many people will have died in that instance there,
Oh,
Gratz?
look, a crazy amount.
Congratulations.
I actually went out of my way to try and disable their
Yeah.
life support systems.
Congratulations, you're a killer.
There's just a little symbol on your computer of like a guy like,
Slap.
his life support system's down.
Vodka gives you that, like, just a little too hard slap on the back.
It's like, look, I personally have never killed anyone, but I have absolutely been the catalyst to the deaths of thousands. But that's beside the point.
You worry me, Gratz. You worry me.
What we need to move on, worry about next is where we're moving the Alliance. We can't go back to Forlor. We don't want to risk going back to Alderaan and leading them back there.
You guys should go to Chad.
She gives you a slight look. I don't even know where Chad is on the map. But a long way away. A long way away.
It's like so far out.
The other side of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
then again, so
beautiful
is
there.
Yavin when they eventually move the rebel there. Yavin is worryingly close to Dathomir, by the way. Just saying.
I don't know why you would ever say worryingly and Dathomir in the same sentence.
But we need to decide before we keep going in one route or another. I just sent us down to Quelor Run. We might want to stop by Grey Market for supplies. They've been a great... It's been a great advantage to us.
Yeah, it's
About
not. It's not right now. I'll say that. There is a big old Star Destroyer on top of Grey Market.
Her muscled arms aggressively cross. You can hear
That's actually
the flex.
the other thing we were going to talk about with trying to take out that's over Grey Market.
Yeah, they've got a Star Destroyer that has some kind of gravity well system that it uses. We were able to make it out, but as far as I know, we're the only ones who have made it out of Grey Market at this point.
I count out how fast the ship is.
Well, I
As
do have
you
to
can
say
see.
I don't think the ship is fast. I think you're a good pilot. There's a difference. Sometimes people will rally around a particularly legendary ship, but a legendary ship is still just a piece of scrap in the wrong hands.
I want to be offended because you're talking crap about my ship, but I'm not because I'm very flattered right now. Very flattered, and thank you.
I mean, this ship is a piece of scrap in the right hands.
I mean, we did just help take down a Star Destroyer.
That's true.
Lorenzo looks like, what's that about a bounty? What's going on with this?
Right.
Yeah, Gratz, you want to explain?
Yeah, so there's a bounty.
Gratz.
There's a bounty on the droid, and we have brought it to the Alliance, and we would like to be paid for that.
Do you want to explain the other bounty?
What other bounty?
Yeah, the only other bounty, Gratz.
You're gonna have to help me out.
The one where you are being asked specifically to repay your own bounty by taking down a Star Destroyer.
I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's actually right there, and I just point to, like, the star chart. Just like that. I mean, yeah. It is.
I'm just gonna bring up a transcript of the conversation that happened and pass it over to her.
Fucking Discord logs.
Yeah.
Look, there's not much to say about it. I wanted to get rid of that Star Destroyer because I owe a bunch of money to some guy for reasons, which are not.
It'll clear all of the money we owe, which is definitely just the money that Gratz owes.
Can I make some kind of check?
You could give me a cool check for that. Carrie will say that if we join forces, the chance of being able to take down this hyperdrive disabling Star Destroyer greatly increase. And then
Indeed.
the assistance to restore the Republic will be able to use Grey Market as a base of operations and supplies.
Can I make that check now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys want it for supply reasons. I want it because I like having most of my
gonna
blood
heal
inside of
Strain
my
with
body. What are you gonna do?
Lorenzo just kind of grumbles.
Haha!
I just healed Strain. It was all good things based on that for me.
Lorenzo grumbles and will then look to Grat and will say, do you think this ship can get into enough of a fighting state to take on a Star Destroyer?
Give me like a couple of days and a few supplies, and absolutely 100% guaranteed the Empire will be wishing they were part of the Rebel Alliance. Because
we'll probably need double that and double the amount that he says.
If we are returning to Grey Market, we will not be able to exit hyperdrive at a usual position. We will be exiting hyperspace in the Blue Ring Nebula, which could be an excellent place to do repairs.
Well, that sounds great.
Of course, the probability of a terrifying death for all organics aboard this ship upon exiting hyperspace into a nebula is high.
Not that plan, then.
It is the only way. We cannot exit hyperspace at Grey Market with that Star Destroyer in position. It is a risk you are going to have to take. I will be fine. As will R5.
As long as
why is it a risk?
What percentage robot would you say I am now, Carrie?
She does look kind of slightly taken aback.
Like, you think that just because you've got a robotic leg, you can identify.
No, I think my leg. I think my leg might live, and I think the rest of me might not.
Well,
I'm just
technically,
if the
it's
leg
never
will
been
live
alive.
on. Do you know? How does that?
I mean, will this help?
If you do die out in the horrors of space, I will pilot the ship to somewhere to bury your bodies at the least.
Oh, that's a comforting thought, actually. Thank you. If we do die,
the risks of exiting hyperspace within a nebula of such things involve catastrophic shredding of the outside of the ship's hull, extreme electrical damage from the storm's electrical interference, and sheer terror death.
Oh yeah, it is. Well, I mean, I don't think it's any more frightening than hyperspace is, really, but
Well, I mean, I might live 5 minutes longer than the rest of you.
Yeah.
I think it's a worthy risk. R5, adjust the ship's coordinates to Grey Market.
Oh, right now, huh? No meeting up with people. No.
We're traveling together. This is all we have.
All right.
We can't get like
I just don't...
a lot more of those ships to help. Nope. Okay.
I'm just worried about bringing in a Corellian freighter full of people into a nebula.
We won't take them with us.
Good.
We'll stash them away somewhere.
Can we take their cannon?
No, that's not how that works. Plus, they need it just in case they get followed.
If we... The issue being, and she will point at... Arunta will point at the star chart. There is no safe space within weeks of travel. Wherever we land to get our engineers, the people who will support the battle off the Corvette, will be in even more danger.
All right. Well,
but that will mean we most likely won't be able to take on that Star Destroyer head on. That was a Corvette. That wasn't a full-size destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the experimental destroyer I've heard rumors of, taking out small pirates all over the place, it will be doubly as strong as that ship, even not counting the fact we have to go through hyperspace.
There would be a lot of angry bounty hunters at the very least, and probably others on that station. Would we be able to maybe deactivate their hold?
What we might be able to do is deactivate the gravity well projectors.
Yeah, that. Maybe someone else can call for help because they're pissed off about this situation too.
A ship like that, And she does kind of like flicks. It's easier to take out from the inside than out. If we can get in to take care of the gravity well projectors, then we can blow the hyperdrive apart and destroy it. I'm willing to bet that a ship like that that's creating a gravity well, its hyperdrive is linked throughout its ship. Constantly
Is that
ticking
not
over.
exactly what I said when this proposition was first posed to us? We just need to get inside the ship, and we can rig it to...
Hey, Gratz.
Yep.
Can you trace back the communication that came to us to reach out to you about destroying the Star Destroyer?
Probably. Why?
Because if you can, then we can contact them, get them to prep any pilots who are ready to fight.
I can
That's a good
definitely
idea.
give it the old Corellian try.
Fucking just gives you a look like, what? What?
You can give me a negotiation check, Gratz.
I can.
Yeah.
Should I use a light side point?
It might be a good idea, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it, let's do it.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh,
I mean, you
Oh.
take those! You take those! You send a communication out to Grey Market and you can't get it back. You don't know. You don't know, but you know, it's worth the try. This is going to, you know, your ship's a little fried. It's been shot at. There's some holes. This is going to straight up disable the comms, which means you can't actually communicate with the rest of the Alliance fleet. Oh, baby fleet. So you might actually lose track of the X-Wings and Y-Wings. They are going to be flying with you, and they are going to exit hyperspace with you. But you can't communicate with them. So they can't be present to your plans. But why don't you keep planning while we take a little break? Break-areno. We're back in a bit.